What's up, everybody? This is cuzmegustan. This video is actually going to be post-commentary because something happened. I ended up losing my original audio very start of the project, and I've already run into several technical difficulties actually. So I'm going to keep sticking with live commentary, and this should be the only problem, or the only video that has it. But as we left our house, we have this pelican here who is discussing the next quest that we're going to go on, the Little Sorcerers, where some kids are taking over the west side of Domino with pumpkins, of all things. What are the odds of that? So, just gonna meander over to Domina and get that sorted out. And I believe in the original recording I just furiously complained about this quest the entire time, because when I was a kid, back in my day, I absolutely despised everything about this quest. It was a pain in the neck, and I'm going to point out why in a little bit, but yeah, it was just not any fun, and the reward is not very fun. And I believe here I'm going to take a little moment to dance to the music and appreciate the juggling monkey, because he's just silly. He's just a silly dancing fool, and I get hung up on the sides of things pretty easily. So this is the west side of Domino. It is just as exciting as just about everything else in this city. The city's got pretty good music though, I will give it that. And over here is where we want to be. As you can see, there are pumpkins just all over the place, and they all have creepy faces. And these are the two little bastards ruining everything. You have the short, pink-haired gentleman with massive wingnut ears named Bud, and his sister, Lisa, and they are both trying to rule the world with pumpkins, although Lisa appears to have her doubts. So, when you get close to them, Bud will start saying that he's super awesome and he's going to kick the crap out of you, even though you're probably realistically about 3 to 4 times his size. But yeah, this is my least favorite quest in the game. Because you have to fight 2 of these little bastards, and they're both kind of annoying. As you can see, Bud is using magic, and we haven't really gotten into it because I'm not particularly a fan of using magic. But they basically, magic comes in the form of musical instruments, and you can get different musical instruments, and like a flute or a drum or something like that, and you can infuse it with any one of the elements. And there's a quest about this later, so I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it again later. But you can use it on your enemies, and you can also buy instruments. But it takes a while to charge up, and as you can see, the game will tell you where the magic is going to hit. So, I mean, it works well on the computer because the computer is an idiot. As you can see, I do a pretty good job of dodging the magic because I know exactly where it's going to be. And its fight, looking back on it, isn't really that bad, but because I hated it so much as a kid, I still hate it to this day. But you fight 2 of these guys, and their health is higher than anything you've met before. And like, as you can see, he's got a green health bar, which means it's got 3 layers to it. It goes red, then yellow, then green, and then it's just different shades of green that alternate between this light green and a dark green. And my health is barely through the red. So they have ridiculous amounts of health for this early in the game. There's 2 of them, and it's just not a good time. And they use magic, which, I mean, it's pretty easy to dodge, but they're still annoying. My strategy generally is to focus on one. I usually find that Lisa is easier to take out first than Bud. Just because Bud usually doesn't charge you, he sits back and uses magic, which isn't very effective, but it makes him harder to like get in a corner and just wail on. So that's my strategy. It's not an interesting quest in any way. Yeah, sorry if I sound a little depressed. But I'm sure you've probably gotten to the point where that's probably my general, what's the word? My general demeanor. Because it's not because I'm constantly depressed or anything like that. It's just that I don't usually raise my voice or sound happy even when I am. So maybe to the average person I sound depressed all the time. And we finished the fight and finished the quest, and we agreed to have the two of them be our apprentice, which is another reason why I didn't like it. I mean, it's cool that you get two apprentices, apprentice, plural of apprentice, but you don't get any experience, and that was a pretty difficult fight, and it's jip that you didn't get any experience. But we're going to go back and talk to our cactus, and then we're going to go on another short, easy quest that will lead to a reward that isn't all that useful, although it will help with a quest later on. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I have no idea why I'm just wandering around. All I needed to do was talk to the cactus and move on. Scary pumpkins. And the little cactus is just going to write on his leaf, and we are going to move on with our lives. On to the next quest. Also, I don't... What was I... Just completely lost. Someone clicked out of my Sims bubble, and I don't remember what I was going to say. That was really, really bizarre. Almost uncomfortable. Like, that hurts my soul to have literally just lost my thought mid-thought. But we're going to go back to Domina and complete the last quest. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Don't wrap it up, baby. Wrap it up. Don't wrap the boat. Oh, it doesn't work. And we're actually going to end up on in the exact place where we were before for the last quest. It is no longer covered with pumpkins, and it is instead filled with monsters. And I'm going to dance some more, and then we're finally going to move on. I'm drawing a blank on what I want to talk about. Really, all I want to do right now is go and play some Saints Row 3. Because that game is silly, and I want to play it. But here we are on the next quest, where our objective is to get told what to do by the onion, and then catch the monster egg. That's right there. And you do that by dropping the stuff that he's going to give you right now. You've got dice berry, bell grapes, and citrus squid, and those are fruits. And you drop the fruits, and then you run away from the egg, and the egg will eat the fruits that you dropped, and then it'll fall asleep, and you have to run up to it, and just by running up to it, you catch it. And then the pelican comes by and sends it back to your barn, which we have been to, and it was useless to us, but now we have made it to the point in the game where it is no longer useless to us, although it is... See, I don't want to... Someone worked hard on making that barn and making this mechanic, and I don't want to say it's useless because that sounds rude, because obviously it serves a purpose. I just don't see it as that important. So my opinion doesn't matter if you think it's important. I was trying to show that I was freaking out. Like, where did the egg go? What's going to happen? But anyway, the point of that story is don't let my opinion sway you. Sway you? Is that a word? I'm pretty sure that's a fabric. Sway. Don't let my opinion decide what you want to do. If you want to raise monsters and, I don't know, like open up a petting zoo, I don't think it'd be successful, but you're more than welcome to give it a shot. So the Onion's going to explain monster raising to us. Basically, you only can carry 5 monsters at a time, and you can only have 3 monsters grazing in your field, and if you leave a monster grazing in the field, it will level up automatically, which is good because the AI isn't very good at picking up the crystals, as I may or may not have mentioned. So leaving the monsters you're raising to graze in the field is probably the better option for leveling them up. And he also explains that if you get more than 5 monsters, you can sell either one of your monsters you no longer want or the egg that you just picked up to one of the shopkeepers in Domina, and she'll buy them because she needs to make her omelets in the morning. And also there's this thing where if you feed your pets certain foods, it will change their behavior. I've actually tried feeding stuff to the pets, and it always says nothing's changed or it had no effect. So I kind of just gave up. But I'm sure there are guides explaining that. I'm not too interested in explaining it because I don't understand it myself. So we're going to go over here and check on our egg that we just got and maybe poke it in the face to display our affection, because that's what you do with animals that you love. And then we're going to go back to our cactus, and then we're going to end the episode. It wasn't really too exciting. I apologize for that, but I mean, these quests had to be done, and I'm sure the next part will be better in terms of excitement and stuff that we actually get done, because it involves an asshole that isn't me. But you can look forward to that in the next part. So I've been cuzmegustan, and if you like this part, please hit like. If you really like it, you can subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments or concerns or questions, and they're always appreciated. And I hope to see you in the next part, where we tackle more quests and we do all of that fun stuff. But until then, I don't know, have a good day, have a bad day, have a mediocre day, have the best day that days can be.